All right, arm day is upon us. So we got some biceps and triceps tonight. Got a fun little workout gonna come together. I got a buddy that I'm gonna meet up with at the gym, and we're gonna hit arms together. But yeah, so let's dive right off into the daily devotion, and then we'll talk a little bit more about the workout. All right, so we got James chapter 1 verse 14. It says, "Every man is tempted when he is drawn away from his own lust." All right, so lust is a sin. That's the first thing I'll lead off with there. There's many sins, obviously, but lust is one of them. And you're not supposed to lust after worldly things. You're not supposed to lust in general. But and there are several temptations made by the enemy that will draw us towards them in obviously not good ways. So it's the worldly challenge that we have by having to deal with those things and having to see those things on a day-to-day basis and having to, resist away from them and not fall for that trap. Because it is a trap. It's the enemy trying to trap you in sinful doubt. I mean, it can be sinful lust towards a worldly thing, as in a man or a female, or anything in that general direction. Just things that you're not supposed to want, but you're so tempted to it because of day-to-day reality and day-to-day life that you see around you, that it's temptation, and it's all created by the enemy, being that it's really hard to resist and it's really hard to stay away from. But I don't know, my thing is, when you talk to God and you pray for certain things like that, He's gonna test you. So something that I have noticed is when you pray for something like that, like say I prayed for patience, or prayed for I want to be kinder, or something like that. So let's just go with the patience example. If I prayed for patience, He's not going to just give you patience. He's not going to just be like, okay, I grant you patience. Now you have patience. No, that's not how that works. He's going to put you through tests and series of, hey, can you handle patience? So He's going to try and make you be patient. He's going to put you in a traffic jam. He's going to put you behind a slow person that's walking through Walmart with their buggy taking up the whole aisle. He's going to put you behind those kind of people and tell you, have patience. And this is how you grow patience. This is how you learn. And until you learn that those are tests, then you'll never pass. So when you ask for forgiveness of lust, and you ask for, that you ask for the thought of, hey, I don't want to lust anymore, praying for forgiveness and praying that you help me stay away from it, it's going to bring test, and you're going to be tested to the point where you have to mentally keep yourself so strong with God, and He's going to give you every opportunity possible to call out His name, and He'll bring you strength. Because just like I read yesterday with if God is for us, who can be against us? Or whatever day I read that. I think that was yesterday. But if God is for us, who can be against us? There is no enemy that can form against you if God is for you. And if you're asking for forgiveness and you're asking Him to help you, He's going to be for you. So no enemy can prosper as long as you don't let the enemy prosper. Because sometimes we give in human nature, just simply enough. We all make mistakes. We're all humans. And that's just how we're bred. We were born a sinner, and hopefully we are saved through the blood of Jesus Christ. That's all that that's all that I could ever hope for. That's all that God could ever hope for. He wants us to come to heaven with Him. So He wants us to be a born again believer, and He wants us to trust in Him. So with that being said, we're still going to make mistakes. I have not made my last sin. I have not committed my last sin. I have not I have not made my last mistake. I have not done any of these things. I am far from it, far from done, far from perfect. So it's going to be like this for my lifetime. And I can only hope that I get better every single day. Like, I choose to make better decisions every single day. I choose to do better things every single day. I choose to not fall into those sins, so on and so forth. So with that, lust is obvious. It's a hard thing for everybody. I mean, it's been a hard thing for me. It's been a hard thing for my family, and that's lusting towards, there's lustful things towards anything. If you just lust for the need of, like, you feel like you get a dopamine shot, the happy drug that your brain produces whenever you feel a happy sensation. So when you feel like you get that dopamine shot from watching TikTok, and you're like lusting for it so bad that you gotta have it, like you sit there and fiend over it, like you just have to, you can't live without it type stuff. When you have those kind of things in your life, you're almost idolizing it more than God, or you're spending more time with it than God, or any of those, like you're prioritizing that thing over God. That's when lust falls in, and every human is going to commit that sin. It's every human besides Jesus, obviously. Jesus was the only perfect non-sinner. So with that being said, we're all going to fall into that trap. Our goal is to just open our eyes and find that we are making that mistake, and then learn to not commit that mistake twice. Learn to grow from it. That's the good thing about God. He is such a merciful God, and you will hear me say this so many times. He is a merciful and forgiving God. He loves you no matter what. If you come back and ask for forgiveness, He will forgive you. There is one unforgivable sin in this entire earth, in this entire world, in the entire everything. There's one unforgivable sin, and it is the blasphemy of the Holy Ghost. You stay away from that sin, He will forgive you. He will love you, and He's going to stay with you. He's going to love you no matter what. He wants you to be His child no matter what. He wants you to come to heaven no matter what. That's just that's what He built it for. He didn't build it for Him to sit up there by Himself. I promise you that's not what He wants. So at the end of the day, whenever times are tough and you feel like you're doing nothing but making mistakes, and you feel like you can't get ahead, or you feel like, oh, well, I asked for forgiveness, and then, 12 hours later, I'm back to making that same mistake, or 24 hours later, or a week later, whatever. At that point, you're back to making that mistake. Ask for forgiveness again. Learn from it. Really, build that relationship with God, and I promise you, you won't want those things anymore. But I'm about to pull into the gym. So it is arm day. We got buys and tries, and with the buddy. So hopefully we're going to crank these dudes out, and it'll feel good. We're going to start off with some push downs most likely, and then go into some dumbbell curls. So I will see you guys in the first working set. All right, so we're starting off with some straight bar push downs, and then we're going to go into the set of dumbbell curls right behind it. All right, straight back into the biceps. You're not doing that weight?
No.
Weak guy here. Weak guy. Straight into the bicep curls here. Another set just like the last. Another set of the bicep curls. All right, one last set of these and then we're gonna move on to something else.
I thought you said you could do the 60.
Single arm tricep overhead press. Let's just get after this.
And this is not an overhead press. All the way down here.
Alrighty. Did not record as much as I typically do tonight, due to the sole fact of I was talking a lot with the buddy, obviously. But we had a good arm workout nonetheless. Biceps and triceps. My left elbow went to flaring up on me, so I called triceps a bit early. So there's gonna be some slacking amount of sets there, and then I did not record one set of bicep rope curls. I only did one set to finish off. I typically do in just about every arm day because I just like to burn out with rope curls, but I just didn't record it today. I was ready to get on up out of there, so I just walked over and did them real fast and left. But we started off with the back and forth set of straight bar push downs, bicep curls, dumbbell, and we did that for I think 3, maybe 4 sets, something like that. And then we did moved on to some overhead tricep extensions, single arm with a dumbbell, and that was where my elbow started to hurt. But I don't know, it didn't happen at first. It was perfectly fine right off the bat, and then it just started flaring up really bad. And so I just decided, I was like, all right, before I tweak this any further, I'm just gonna drop them. And next arm day will probably just be biceps, just to give my elbow a little bit of a break, because it doesn't affect me on any other lift except for triceps. Like, for some reason it doesn't bother me for any other lift, but whichever way, we'll do whatever. I'll figure it out. I can typically do straight bar push downs without getting bothered, or the D loop push downs. I can do those too without getting bothered by it. So we may just do those instead for, solid 8 sets or whatever, and do the biceps the typical way that we do. But walked over and did preacher curls, single arm after that. Did not record any of those sets. Once again, I was talking, but and then just sat down on the preacher curl machine and did my little set real fast, and then we just went back to talking, so I just never set up the camera to record. But we did single arm 5x5, so 5 left arm, 5 right arm, and do that for as many times as you can. That's one set, and then we did that for 2 sets. And then we took a break on both arms for a second, sat back down and did 2 arms preacher curl, and did that for 2 more sets. And then, like I said, I did one non-recorded set of rope curls, which I guess if it's not recorded, it never happened. So but other than that, it was a great arm day. Went and posed down and hit the road, got in the truck, heading home. I've got tacos waiting for me and some keto taco shells. And don't let that fool you. The keto taco shells are good for net carbs, but they are not really all that great for regular carbs. So I've still got to watch how many I eat there. I'll probably end up doing just 2 of the little mini tortilla shells because they're still pretty high in carbs, higher than I want them to be. They're not as bad as like regular taco shells, but they're a little better. But I'll probably eat like 2 of them little miniature ones, and then I'll just have some cheese dip and beef for the rest of it, which it's fat-free melting dip, and then it's rotel. So there's not many carbs inside the cheese, and then I don't eat chips with it, so it's just what's in the cheese. And then the rotel basically has nothing. I mean, I still track all the calories and stuff, and I just type it in, which I don't have to do anything in my app but scan the barcode on the item, whatever it is, like the little Walmart barcode that you scan at checkout. You can scan that in this app, and it just pops up the macros for it. So, and then you just click add to whatever, and then it tracks it for the day for you. But do that, and we'll track it all. I've still got plenty of carbs that I can eat. Probably even have me some sugary sweets tonight. I tried to save some at lunch today, so I could have enough to have me a little sweet snack tonight, and hopefully continue to go down in weight. So I'm a really big fan of cereal. I know that's not a good thing, especially for a cut, but I'm a really big fan of cereal. And so I'll go get some of the low-fat milk and do some cereal, like some like corn flakes or something like that, something that doesn't have a lot of added sugars to it, because obviously the added sugars is the carbs. And then the cereal doesn't have just a ton of calories, so I mean, you can eat a lot of it for the calories purpose, but it kills the carbs. So we may have enough room for some sugary sweets, and if not, I'll just double up on tacos, whichever one I feel is necessary for me to get full. And then we will make sure we get plenty of sleep tonight and wake up well refreshed and ready for the next video you guys will see is chest. There will be a day in between, obviously, for legs that you do not see, because that's my camera rest day, I guess you could call it. I just don't take the camera to the gym with me on that day. I just focus up, go hit legs, get in, get out, and get back home, because I don't know, it's just what I like. I'll record a leg day soon. I promise. I'll record one of my leg days soon, because I need to show my workout for leg days, just like I do everything else, or people are going to start saying that I don't hit legs. And I wear sweatpants all the time, so I guess you don't get to see the quads or the hamstrings, but I promise you I hit legs. I do skip calves a lot, I will admit that, but we're going to go in here and get some food. I will see you guys for chest.